Hello, continuing where we left off from the other tutorial, I'm talking about the various output options for MeshBaker, and now I'm going to talk about bake mesh assets in place. So the situation where you would use this is if you want to take advantage of Unity's static and dynamic batching. If you're not familiar with this feature, what it does is Unity will automatically combine meshes at runtime provided those meshes use the same material. So suppose I wanted to do that with the big platform, the crate, and the tree. These would need to use the same material, which they currently don't. The tree uses tree, the crate uses first floor platform, and the big platform uses main level texture. So Unity would not be able to combine these meshes. So typically, to do this, you'd probably create a new scene and use the the way this feature works is it creates 3 new meshes with adjusted UVs that are capable of using the combined material. So all 3 meshes could share the same material and look the same as they do in this scene. Anyway, you would typically create a new scene just for purposes of creating those meshes. So I've got big platform, crate, and tree. Another thing to notice or to be aware of is you want these meshes to be centered at the origin, because MeshBaker bakes scaling, rotation, and position into the meshes it creates. So big platform, I should reset this. So and crate, let's reset its position and its scale. And tree, let's reset it as well. Set position and scale. Alternatively, I can actually use the prefab directly in the MeshBaker, provided the prefabs have the mesh render and the mesh filter on them. So, for example, big platform, I could just drag this in to big platform instead of dragging the scene object in. You can use the scene object or the prefab. Now, where was I? Okay, so that's been done. I think we're just ready to bake. So I come down here. Output is bake mesh assets in place. I click bake, and you can see a message here. It's created a mesh for a big platform with adjusted UVs at, and there's a path, and same with the crate and same with the tree. So there's the big platform, there's the crate, and there's the tree. So so how do I use these new meshes? Well, there's a couple ways. You can actually drag the mesh into the scene. Unity will create a mesh renderer and a mesh filter automatically and assign the mesh to the mesh filter. You just have to assign the material. So here we go. And let's see how it looks. So there's the new tree, except notice that it's using material CCC mat, whereas this tree is using the material tree, and they look pretty close to the same. They look a bit different because of the this is just diffuse, and this has the illumination and the normal map on it as well. Now the crate, another way to do this is you can duplicate your prefab. So this is the crate prefab. Let's duplicate it. So I've got a new prefab, crate 1, and I should be able to find this. Okay. Yeah, okay, it's easier to work this in the scene. So I'm going to instantiate it. I'm going to give it the new mesh, the new crate mesh. And okay, so let's have a look at it now. We zoom in on that. As you can see, where's the crate? Bring out the original. Okay, that looks surprisingly good, which surprises me. I would have thought the UVs would be all mangled for that. Crate 1 is using, it is using the same mesh. Hang on a sec. This is the mesh we want. Yes, okay. So now, okay, so that's the mesh that got created. And then if I give it the material, there. So this object is now using material CCC mat, and it looks the same as the other crate when using the new mesh. Now the big platform, well, I could, just for demonstration purposes, well, let's actually do that one the same way, because that's probably the best way. So I duplicate the prefab. So I've got big platform 1. I'm going to instantiate that in my scene, big platform 1. I'm going to give it my new mesh. And notice the UVs are all crazy. That's because I'm using the wrong material. And when I give it the right material, it behaves itself. And let's just move it so that you can see it beside the original. So now I have 3 objects in my scene, all of which use the same material. So if I if I used objects like this, these prefabs, these new ones I just copied, duplicated, instead of the original objects in my scene, then I would have objects that Unity static batching and dynamic batching can combine. Anyway, if you think you find this tool useful, it's available in the Unity Assets Store. Thanks for taking the time to look at this video.